to all my we, the people in the house. This is the United States. We are about to some seriousness right now. You see the title, IRS Tax Refund. So, my people, gather in, gather in, gather in. This is the lie that you must hear. If you have been delayed for your tax refund, listen to what the news is for public announcement. So get your pens ready, get your piece of papers, get your notebook ready, because this is the information that all my people want to hear. Okay, my people, the volume was low. I don't know if you heard it, but let's do it again. Tax refund ritual. Who governs the IRS from the jump? So, if you're ready, it really doesn't matter. You can come back in, you can replay this because this is what is needed. For those that don't know, if you're in the chat right now, give me some thumbs up. Give me some thumbs up. This is the IRS tax refund ritual. Check it. Saturn's code is a cosmic mathematical system rooted in structure, discipline, karma, and time. It governs how reality crystallizes from intention into form. In numerology, sacred geometry, astrology, and ancient metaphysics, Saturn is the lawkeeper. And his number reflects order, code equals form plus time plus law plus karma plus delay plus mastery. You don't manifest through Saturn, you earn, construct, and anchor. You don't short term senses, meaning in Saturn's code, we have the number 8 power, karma, financial control, legacy, Saturn's primary number. Number 4, foundation, structure, discipline, law, Saturn's building block. 10, completion of cycle and ascension to mastery, Venus together equals karmic love and law. 44, mastery, number of karmic architecture, Saturn's blueprint manifestor. 17, the path of the spiritual builder, number 1 equals leadership, 7 equals inner mastery. Saturn hour, ruled by Saturn, Saturday, the seventh day, and Saturn hours based on planetary hours. Saturn's core numerology, Saturn equals 8. In full numerology, Saturn vibrates to the number 8. Power, control, long term wealth, karma. 8 is the number of return. What goes out comes back magnified. 8 is infinity rooted, showing Saturn's rule as guardian in timelines. Saturn plus 369 code, Saturn's function, order, law, karma, time. 369 function, creation, stabilization, completion, pattern, recognition, obedience to flow, resonance, return based on past choices, phases of energetic growth and reward. So when Saturn meets 369, a powerful truth is revealed. You create, embody, complete within Saturn's matrix of time mastery. Now, when we're talking about Saturn and the IRS refund ritual, this is where people, your wig will blow the fuck back off, and then you might have to pick it up the ground and put it back on because now let's get into it. IRS refund ritual, Saturn powered, okay? IRS alignment sigil to magnetize release, okay? Now, as we move through Saturn, because Saturn rules the IRS. If you can look that up yourself, Saturn governs and rules the IRS. Okay, we're gonna I'm gonna show you how Saturn governs and rules the IRS and how the ritual that yes, in esoteric terms, the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, is absolutely Internal Revenue Service is absolutely aligned with the energetic system of Saturn. Why? The IRS is a Saturnian structure. The IRS is a Saturnian structure. Saturn governs time, structure, law, and regulation, discipline, karma, debt, accountability, bureaucracy, delayed rewards after work. The IRS is literally a bureaucratic system that collects debt, taxes, tracks records, applies rules, and rewards or punishes based on your actions over time. This is Saturn's language perfectly. IRS through the Saturn's lens for being owed. Saturnian energy based on the IRS aspects are this is the energy of the aspects time cycles measurement, karma law, cause and effect, delayed reward for discipline, structured order, Saturn's shadow fear. If you look at the Saturn's lens and the IRS aspects, filing taxes yearly are time cycles measurement. Audits and penalties are karma, law, cause, and effect. Refunds after delay, delayed reward for discipline. Complex regulations, structured order. Fear-based reactions, Saturn's shadow fear of consequence. Owing or being owed, karmic balance, justice of the accounting. Peace to all my people in the chat right now. What up to everybody in the chat? So, what does this mean for you? Now, if your Saturn ruled within your astrology chart and you are seeking your IRS tax refund, you have to remember that your IRS tax refund is a ritual. Okay, you can work with Saturn, with the Saturn code to move through the IRS related energy with greater mastery and alignment. You can use the 369 Saturn invocation to align your vibration with the system and unlock smoother outcomes like receiving a delayed refund. You don't just follow Saturn's rules, you speak its language. You can call your refund not by begging, but by resonating with the karmic keys of law and balance. Okay? You want. For instance, I now receive my refund of, state the amount, in divine timing and form. Affirm or take practical steps. Track mail, log into your IRS portal, contact the IRS if needed, energetically forgive delays. So we need to start forgiving the IRS for delaying our tax refund. Show Saturn your order, not stress. You can use a night invocation. I call the law of return into right motion. What is mine returns multiplied. I am in full karmic balance. So it is. Now, there is a Saturn coded refund ritual scroll that you may want to download for yourself because since Saturn is ruled, since the IRS is ruled by Saturn and Mars, you may want to look deeper into the ruling aspects because the ruling aspects is based on how you fill out your paperwork, meaning your 1040, your 1041, or whatever type of tax return reporting you're filing. So it's a lot of work, my people. So you may want to go in to your 369 code. Now, we're helping people with that 369 code. This is the United States Surprise Free State. You can contact us at 407 300 5377. We are doing the 369 scroll to help you get that IRS tax refund released sooner than you expected. So, the Saturn invocation 369 is a structure of light. So, you have to build the divine order. So, you have to Saturn, you have to use the Saturn hour, which is a Saturday, because that's Saturn's day. You can be on a new moon or a dark moon. So, a new moon is a dark moon. Anytime you're calling the structure, mastery, and the sacred form to your gamma field. So basically, you have to honor the keeper of time. The keeper of time is Saturn. Saturn, you know, is in essence is a planet. It's a life force. It's an energy. It's a field. It's an energy field. So basically, you have to honor the timekeeper. You have to align with the sacred energy of the timekeeper. And you have to open Saturn's codes of structure. So basically, the tax refund is all mathematical, what I talked about yesterday. But today, we get deeper into it. You know, this is the codes that unlock the tax refund. Okay, because if you're calling and trying to pull down a refund of over $1 million, you have to have some form of structure within your mental. You have to honor the timekeeper. The timekeeper is Saturn. You have to align with the sacred timekeeper, and you have to open the Saturn codes and the structure of the timekeeper. So, my people, A tax refund, yes, it's a ritual. The ritual is the paperwork, your paperwork for your tax refund. So I'm just a messenger with the codes that you need because you're overlooking something else. Yeah, you've put it in, you're waiting for it. But like I said yesterday, this is not a W 2 tax refund. These are trust refunds of over $1 million. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is the $1 million and $1 billion and $1 trillion group right here. You know what I'm saying? We tapping into something higher. So the three is how you receive the code. The six is how you harmonize and test everything that you're doing. And the nine is how you install it into the physical structure. So the nine is your tax paper, is the refund, is the return that you are sending out to the IRS. You're installing the refund into the computer system, and that paperwork is the physical structure. So if you do it online, you file your tax refund online, that's the physical structure, which is the installment of the nine, the three, the six, and the nine. It's a code. If you live by the 369 code, things change for you in your life. You link into a whole nother frequency. You'll link into the mathematical code, the money code, you know what I'm saying, of the IRS because it is a money code. Conversation because the conversation that is right now is 22 dimensions, way above fifth dimension. So my people, the structure of the tax refund is it's a gamma architecture. You're going into the architect of a gamma. So you're in your gamma mode when you are doing a tax refund for over $1 million. Okay, so you have to understand that you're the architect of the refund. Create the refund, you build the refund, you know, you have the courses, the systems, and the organizations. You have the time bound frameworks for the refund. You have the containers, the rituals, and the tools for the refund. And all that can be done electronically. So the containers, the rituals, and the tools are the 1099s. You have 37 different 1099s to go through with it, to choose and pick from. So basically, we have the courses, we have the systems, we have the organizations, we have the time bound frameworks, we have the containers, we have the rituals, and we have the tools. We are the think tank, we are the system. Okay, we have the three to receive, we have the six to harmonize and test it, and we have the nine to install the physical program, which is the physical structure. Okay, so that is the tax refund ritual. Now, when you tap into that discipline, integrity, and wisdom that lasts through lifetimes and dimensions, that brings you to how you will not cheat the system and do fraudulent, frivolous filings. So that's what a 369 code is going to bring you to because it's focused on legacy, structure, and mastery. That is the framework and the outer shell from which our entire energetic system is based upon. So, you know, tap into the rising of your astrological chart. when you are applying your 369 to your IRS refund tax ritual. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, um, it's a lot that you're going to have to do when you're tapping into the planetary evolutional grid because it's a collective, it's a healing. When you get that tax refund and it's in your account and it's in your hands and you are spending and doing what you need to do with it, that's your healing. Okay. So when you receive it, it was your timing. Saturn said, okay, you're being rewarded because it's ruled, the tax refund and the IRS is ruled by Saturn. So basically, we're all under Saturn rule when we enter the IRS. So now you're coming under Saturn's rule when you're um, sending out your tax refund. You're the grid keeper. You're the harmonic stabilizer. You're the frequency architect. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? You're the planetary energetic invisible. Now, when the IRS receives the tax refund, you know, you become uninvisible because it's a certain type of tax refund. It's a private tax refund that's coming, into the public because the IRS can be public and private. So, as the grid keeper, harmonic stabilizer, frequency architect of the planetary energetic, you are the architect of the refund. So, the futurism of the refund is to get it into your account or into your mailbox. When you're opening up that mailbox, boom, you got the yellow envelope with the tax refund. Saturn has now rewarded you. So accept the reward. Okay. So that's a mental resonance within the energetic field. Okay. We taking the IRS tax refund into the next level, straight up. You have to, because there's no way that you can actually sit and not understand what you're really doing. It's not, yes, it's simple, but it's not what you think it is. It's Saturn aligning you to do the right thing. Okay, remember Spike Lee, do the right thing? That is Saturn putting you in the seat to now walk in your big boy, big girl shoes and do the right thing. We're going to give you this tax refund. We have looked up everything that you have done thus far. We're going to give you this refund to start funding and doing what you said that's in the IRS portal. So, you know, my people, if you want to go deeper, you can give the United States Private Enterprise Free State a call because the frequencies of coherence is a beautiful thing. It's a grid empath, okay? It is how we ground gamma light into our heart centered forms, okay? It is us paying our soul. We can borrow and pay our soul because that is what it's all about. It's yours. It always has been ours, and it will continuously. And that's basically when you file an IRS tax refund, you're literally paying yourself and you're paying your soul for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes of never ever being paid. So, what's up, um, Eva Crew? Whoop, whoop, good news. I hope you hear and I hope you're listening. Light and love to all my people out there. You can contact 407 vacations, give us a holler. Consultations are $50 straight up. Okay, that's a $50 consultation. So you have to also remember too that the IRS is a stargate of geometry. It's a mathematical stargate of geometry. And the paperwork has four corners. Okay. So if you look at the paperwork, that's four sevens. And what did we talk about yesterday? About the moon. So you would have to listen to what I talked about yesterday. But if you understand the gateway, okay, you're filing, you're filing into the gateway. The IRS is the gateway. So you have to be of a certain mindset when you start filing into the gateway. So some people start big. My suggestion is to start under a million when you're doing your private filings, because the higher the first tax refund is, it's going to be reviewed. Okay, they're going to put you on the review. You may get an audit straight up, you know, because the geometry, my people, you have to remember you're locked into a code of light. Numbers are a code of light. This is all about accounting. Accounting, people. Codes of light are accounting codes that we are locking ourselves into. So you got to remember that. And you have to be with clean hands. Straight up, clean hands all day long. If you don't have clean hands, how do you expect to ever get a refund? Now, the 3, 6, and the 9, my people, the triangle creation is the entry point. The hexagram is the harmony stabilization of love. And the spiral, the nonagon is the completion, expansion, field activation. You see, when you can start to understand the complexity of the tax return and then start to break down the harmonics of the tax return to get a refund, you know, that's when the vehicle of ascension comes into play. Because no, I'm not making a tax refund complex. I'm just breaking down and giving you the analytics of what you're really dealing with. You're dealing with Saturn. So people do get emotional when a tax refund is delayed because they cook you to have kept a job, or you better have another several outlets of wealth. Straight up, because this is a mental thing. It's all mental, and it's fucking spiritual bodies. Straight up. So my people, if you tapping into the higher grids, and the IRS is the highest grid of money on the planet. The reason why, it's because the IRS is tapped in to the original computer grid that was built by us, the ancients. We built the IRS computer that we're all tapping into again right now. Now, this computer grid is deep underground, and we have built several IRS computers that kick out the money, meaning that they are tapped into the computer of what you're saying that you want gets punched into a computer screen. It has a mainframe. You see, that is where the wars start. Because once you start your own private bank and you set your own private bank up with a mainframe, now they want to know where is this mainframe coming from and who is this that's creating their own wealth without going through the IRS. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to go there, but I just wanted to drop you a tidbit of sometimes how wars get started. So, you know, as you tap into the macabre of the planet, you know what I'm saying? The hexagram, the fractal stabilizer, the harmonic resonance, the energetic gyroscope of the planet. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is this is talk way beyond people's comprehension when dealing with an IRS tax refund. The reason why I'm dropping it because you only heard it here first from the United States Private Enterprise Free State. Straight up. The balance, the creation, it's all cosmic union. And to bring all of us back into harmonious balance is to receive the tax refund because that is the balance of the cosmic union. We are cosmically unifying with the computer that we built before we were now, because there wasn't a time that we never was. We have always been, but we have always been here in different forms of life. So it just so happens that we are now here in a human form and we are going in for a tax refund. You know what I'm saying? So basically, everything is upward, it's active, okay? If it's downward, it's receptive. It's water, it's earth, it's feminine. Downward. Anything upward is active, fire, heaven, masculine. So we are in between here on the plane of earth. We are actually on the plane of earth. Above us is the active fire, heaven, and then below us is the receptive water, earth. Okay? But we are in the middle, which is the plane. And on the plane of earth is where everything can be built because the plane is the stabilizer. Okay? The plane is the stabilizer, my people. And that's coming from the six pointed star. So you must adopt the six pointed star because the six pointed star is the energetic symbolic energizer. So, you know, the six pointed star is the Star of David in Judaism. It's the Macabre star in esoteric teachings. It's the Seal of Solomon. And it's the star tetrahedron in geometry. And it's a field lock in advanced energy grid systems. So the IRS is also based off of the Star of David, the Macabre star, the Seal of Solomon, the star tetrahedron, and the field lock. That is what the IRS is based off of. And once you can get the full grasp and understanding and overstanding of that Saturn, that the IRS is ruled by Saturn, then you can understand the conversation that you're trying to tune in to right now. Not too many people can even grasp what I'm saying, and it's okay because I'm grasping it and I'm there. Because if your tax refund has been delayed, then you start studying something higher than what is right before you because you need to understand what's going on astrologically in your own chart. So you have to be in complete alignment for that tax refund if it's over a mil. Are you ready for it? You know, a lot of people might not even be ready for it. That's why they haven't received it yet. So, it's a lot of factors that, go with what we're talking about right now. So, when you're using this 369 code, it clears resistance to money. Um, it it aligns, it aligns us with the governmental systems without fear, and it puts us into the frequency of lawful abundance. And that's what the tax refund is. It's a lawful abundance. That's why a lot of people catch frivoluses filings is because they are not filing their tax refunds right. You know, it's a system and it's a code. So when you wake up to this, you will double back and listen to this live because this live is dropping mad science way over a lot of people's heads. So, my people, before I get on up out of here, you know, um, you have to make sure that your practical alignment, that your paperwork is clean. Did you file an e-file? Did you send in a paper return? Is your return accepted? Is your direct deposit info correct? You know, you gotta make sure everything is right. You have to open up the gate of flow. You have to harmonize with the perfect timing. You have to receive what is already yours. You know what I'm saying? You have to already know it's yours. You have to activate your codes. So, if you want to know what your codes are, you can give the United States Private Enterprise Free State a call, 407 300 5377. We can help you align that tax refund up right. You know, stop the delay, stop the pushback. It's a pattern. The pattern has to align. Everything has to line up. You may have to go back and listen to this live from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know how many people are listening because sometimes, you know, they won't show you. But my people, you know, um, we are the gamma grid holder, meaning it's our energy. Gamma is the frequency of the green color. If you look up into the sky at night and you look long enough, you will see the green um, waves of light in the dark sky. If you look long enough and just stare. So I hope that this science that I just dropped on you can help you some with the filing of your tax refund because it is a ritual. Everything is a ritual. If you don't conduct your life as a ritual, then I don't know. Then everything they have given us all the tools. Every tool is right in front of your face that you need to do a proper tax refund. So, with that being said, my people, you've heard it first here from the United States Private Enterprise Free State, always giving you the latest on the latest. And this is a public announcement. If you need to reach us, 407 300 5377. Peace, stay up, stay one, stay strong, and I am out.